Welcome back to another episode of Magical Insight with Luke Hillis. So this is a show about raising the quality and fulfillment of life through insight and through tools and through practices. So today, the offering is a principle of how to practice a skill. So first of all, skills are, probably our main tool for accomplishing things, especially in the work portion of our life. The more skill we have, the more we can do. You could say that skill development of the relevant skills of what we do are the core of our success. And then when we succeed more, then we create more abundance in life. We can succeed in our missions, like what we find meaningful and purposeful. We can succeed materially and have more abundance in our lives. And it's just somehow easier to enjoy life when you're a greater master of it. So the development of skills is very relevant to fulfillment in life. Now, to develop a skill involves practice. We know that. So when you practice something, you become better at it. Like if you look at a high school athlete, basketball player, they go to the gym and they practice their free throws because they're developing greater mastery with that skill set. That's an example. Or, a public speaker might practice public speaking to get better at it. Now, when you practice a skill, obviously when you practice something, you'll get better at it. But how you practice the skill will affect how quickly you get better at it. Not all practice is equal. So for example, something that I can tell you from experience, from taking several years of piano lessons, practicing piano for quite a while, when I would practice a song on the piano, if I tried to play it fast when I first started, it would be too much. It would be too hard. I would just be blundering along. And instead, what I would do, as I was taught by my teachers, is to start with one hand only, and then take a small portion of the song and practice that portion slowly. Slow enough that I could actually consistently get it. Like 3 notes, for example, and then expand that out to like 6 notes or 7 notes and start speeding it up and then practice with my other hand and get it going for that portion, and then integrate the 2 hands together, which would require me to slow down again. It's like every time a new layer of complexity is added, whether it's speed or the other hand or a longer portion of the song, I would need to take down the notch in some other area, like the if I'm how many hands I'm using or how much speed I'm using. It's this balancing act where you can only build up typically like one layer of complexity at a time, and then you build up another layer of complexity, and then you start to integrate them together. So basically the point is breaking down the skill or the challenge into small masterable chunks, and then growing from there so that you're growing in mastery. Now, as it would happen later in my life, I got to read a book called The Talent Code by a guy named Daniel Coyle, who studied world-class athletes and musicians, or specifically the breeding grounds of world-class athletes, places that produced an exceptional proportion of world-class athletes and musicians, given their size and given they had a disproportionate impact in the world of producing world-class performers. And one of the principles that they found is that these places encourage the practices of skills in a percentile, in a success percentage of 50 to 80% success. So let me break that down, what that means. So if you're practicing something, suppose you're practicing a musical instrument, or suppose you're practicing, a sport, like I play tennis also. Suppose I'm, trying to hit a serve or something like that. Then I have a definition of, was that action successful or not? Did I hit the serve into the right portion of the box, or did I hit it hard enough? Or did I, reach high enough, or whatever it is I'm looking for? Or did I play, this portion of the song without any mistakes? I have some definition of success of the activity, and then what I want to have happen is that whatever that definition of success is, I'm achieving that point 50 to 80% of the time. So here's how this works. If you're achieving your success point in your practice less than 50%, yes, I mean, you're probably growing at the skill set. It's natural that you'll always be growing when you practice. But you're actually repeating failure more frequently than you're repeating success. And in that sense, you're developing a less usable skill. Because you can't use a skill that you only succeed at, 50% or less of the time. So you want to have your repetitions of success be greater than 50% of the time. Because like I said before, then if they're less than 50%, you're actually repeating failure more than you're repeating success. You want to be repeating success in your practice because you need to ingrain successful action into how you operate. Another principle from the book is that the best performers, say in sports, they practice the fundamentals way more than other performers. The other performers tend to get drawn into practicing the more glamorous things, like half-court shots on the basketball field. Doing stuff that's fun that they can succeed at, maybe a third of the time or something, but they're not, it's fun and it's practice, but they're not owning mastery of the fundamentals. And it's really the mastery of the fundamentals that leads to the core of success.